Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Yahyali in this incarnation. Today, I am here to talk about doubt and confusion because these are aspects that are linked with the shadow of Neptune. So, before talking about this, I've got other videos talking about this topic in the channel, but I wanted you to remember that with the retrogradation of Mercury during this month, this is a time for reflection, reflection on the next steps or reflection on past experiences, but in order to integrate them in the present, in order to act in the present. And that the squares with Neptune are not going to end this week, are not going to end with the square between the Sun and Neptune that I talked yesterday on December 17th, because this is going to be repeated by Mars in Sagittarius and then by Mercury when it returns to Sagittarius. So beyond that, we are always taking decisions, and doubt and confusion are states that are created when we have to activate a quantic line in our lives, and they are created from the mind activating this programming of control and protection, with quotation marks, that is creating a lot of noise on the inside, and this could derive in states of anxiety or fear, and it's very difficult to hear ourselves in that state of chaos on the inside. So, of course, the best thing that we can do is to try to return to our center in order to take decisions from that place. But something important to know is that there is a moment in which we have to take a decision. So usually this happens when ego is resisting to be aligned to the path of the soul, is resisting a decision that is aligned with the path of the soul, or when the mind is sending catastrophic messages about the future or activating this fear of making mistakes, for example. So at those moments, it's very important to reconnect with the body, to sit and breathe. If we can do it in nature, then better. And to do a scan, to do a detection of our body and what is happening in there, and to recognize if there is some place that is contracted, for example. Because let's put an example here. If we have the solar plexus contracted, that could mean that we are avoiding making a decision that we know it's important to do in order to move on, because that is the center in which we take our force to make decisions. This is the center of power. Or that could mean that we are losing our power by allowing something on the outside causing pressure to us. This could be even our own mind, to do something that we don't want. So nobody on the outside can actually tell us which is the decision that is aligned with our soul. This is something that we have to discover by ourselves. We could ask for confirmations to universe and to be attentive to the signals. But if we are chaotic, it will be difficult to read the signals too. So that's why it's very important to come back. And if we have the throat chakra contracted, that could mean that we have to communicate something. So if we have other symptoms, they are information too. It doesn't matter if they are negative, because they are giving us information of what we can do in order to heal them and which decisions we have to take. And the difference between the mind and the inner being at those moments is that the mind is going to cause misalignment, and the conversations of the mind are going to be repeated old programming. They are linked with past experiences. So when the inner being is talking to us, no matter if the decision is linked with starting something, or we are talking about a decision of detachment that clearly the ego could resist, every time that the inner being is talking to us, this is bringing relief. This is bringing inner peace. Inner being is loving. It doesn't act from out of fear or trying to tell us that we have to run away or talking us from punishment. This part of ourselves is always impulsing us to make movements that are evolutionary and loving, not only for us, but for all the people that are involved, no matter which is the decision. So the truth is that it could take many evolutionary spirals to detect mind from the inner being in that moment of chaos. Because once the chaos, the internal chaos is created, how I said, is a challenge to hear ourselves. So that's why it's important to return to the body. And that's why it's very important to practice presence, because presence prevents to get to that place. Because if we are previously observing our own thoughts, it's less probable that we got to the chaos moment. So the important thing is that there is a moment we have to decide. We cannot be paralyzed by our fears, because we have to move the energy. And here we have to understand that it doesn't matter if we are, which is the quantic line that we are activating. I mean, if we take a decision and then we discover that that wasn't the right one, or that wasn't the decision that was aligned actually with our soul, it's important to understand that that doesn't mean we are going to be lost forever, because we can always return to ourselves in the here and now. So if we can extract the light of the lesson of that experience, then that situation is going to turn even in a very important passage for our own evolution. So I just wanted to leave this reflection today. Thank you everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.